What are 3 easy steps to starting this holiday season off right? Let's get started. If you're in the United States, happy Thanksgiving. This is the official start of the holiday season, although you may have gotten started shopping already. And this year, we have a pandemic, we have all kinds of craziness going on, and that means this holiday season is going to have some temptations that you haven't necessarily had to deal with before, and let's figure out how to face them. What are 3 easy steps to starting the holiday season off? Step number 1, don't spend more than you can afford. Do not go into debt. Do not spend more than you can afford. You're not doing your kids any favors to spend money on gifts that later on are going to cost you in being able to cover your routine expenses, your rent, your utilities, and stuff like that. So let's start thinking this holiday season about more creative ways. You know the ways. You know how to save money. So let's start applying those things that you already know how to do to our Christmas planning and shopping. We're thinking thrift stores. We're thinking eBay. We're thinking Etsy, Craigslist, all that stuff. You know how to save money. Start planning for it. And don't tell yourself that because this holiday season is weird and we don't get to go visit people and we're in quarantine, that it means spending more money. That's exactly what I'm afraid of, and that's exactly what I'm telling you right now to resist the urge to do. Do not spend more than you can afford this holiday season, and do not, I beg of you, use this quarantine as an excuse to do so, because you will regret it. Start coming up with other alternatives for your kids, for your friends, for your family members. All of them are going to understand. So that's step number 1. Do not spend more than you can afford. Step number 2, don't try to compete. Single moms, do not look around you and try to keep up with the Joneses. We can't do it. They're bringing in 2 incomes. They have a lifestyle that if we were to try to compete with it, makes us feel terrible about ourselves. So the sooner we dispense with that and decide, hey, I'm going to do me, I'm going to do my kids, we're going to march to the beat of our own drummer, a different drummer, the sooner you can start to figure out what makes things work for you, what works for your family, and you can be happy and start to find some contentment. Single moms have an additional challenge in terms of not trying to compete, is one that I hear from so many single moms about. Do not try to compete with their dad. I hear it all the time. Their dad can buy them all their favorite gifts. Their dad and his new girlfriend just bought my kid, fill in the blank, the newest gaming system, a motorbike, whatever it is. And you know you can't do it. And letting that go and releasing it is going to be your best step to being able to free yourself from the guilt, from the jealousy, from the burden. And if you are really struggling inside yourself with the jealousy that comes from that, be honest with yourself. Tell yourself the truth. Ask God, God, help me. I'm jealous. And just be able to admit it to yourself. Ask him to help you to stop comparing and to give you the peace that you need to be able to start looking for ways that you can make this Christmas season, make this holiday season awesome for your kids. Which brings us to point number 3. Do not underestimate the power of giving of your time. You may not realize it, but your kids are craving your time and attention. Your kids still want that from you. Even if they're tweens, even if they're teens, they still want your time and attention. They want your energy. If they're little, you know it. They're around you all the time. If they're bigger, you may think to yourself, oh, they don't need me anymore. Yes, they do. And so I'm going to suggest to you to start coming up with some ways to make gifts for them this Christmas that don't break the bank and really are the gift of your time. If you've got a younger kid, maybe you choose a book that you know you want to read with them. You give them the gift of this book, but wrapped up there in the gift of the book, it tells them, hey, we're going to sit down and read in bed 1 chapter a night together, read aloud, you and me, and spend that time. Trust me, you will make memories that last a lifetime if you sit down with your child and you read a book aloud to them. If you have an older child or even a younger child, maybe you go ahead and you give them a very modest Starbucks gift card, $10, $15, but wrapped up there in the gift card, it says, we're going to go on a date. I'm going to take you out. Maybe you even put on the calendar when the date is. We're going to go out on the Wednesday between Christmas and New Year's, and we're going to have a Starbucks date. And so you may spend $15 on the gift card, but the real gift is the gift of your time and your undivided attention. And I would urge you, make sure that that gift of your time is a time when you're able to put away all distractions. You're able to spend one-on-one with them. None of your other children, no other distractions, no cell phone. So when you go on this Starbucks date with your kid, you turn off your cell phone, you put it away, you put it down, and then you encourage them to do the same. Say, hey, let's spend an hour with each other just talking, and let's make it device free. And you just pour your love into them. And you ask God, God, show me where there are openings in my child's heart so that we can connect during this time and find ways to combine modest Christmas gifts that don't cause you to overspend, don't cause you to go into debt, and combine those with giving the gift of your time. If you're in quarantine, maybe you can't see some of these family members of you. Set up a FaceTime with them, set up a Skype date with them, and make it official. Send them an Evite and make this an official gift and say, hey, let's go ahead and do this thing and find ways to make your Christmas focused more on your relationships than the things. So 3 ways to start this holiday season off right, single mama. Number 1, do not spend more than you can afford. Absolutely do not go into debt. Number 2, don't try to compete. Don't compare yourself with the people around you or with your kid's dad. You're walking your own walk, mama, and you do that the best way you can and be the best you for your kids, and that's going to shine through and make this holiday season awesome and wonderful for them. And number 3, do not underestimate the power of giving of your time this holiday season, and start to plan for that. As you make up your list of gifts that you're going to give people, I challenge you today that for each gift on there, make a comment to yourself about how you're going to include the gift of your time for them this year. And I want you to tell me in the comments below, how are you going to plan for this holiday season to not go into debt, to not compare yourself, and to give the gift of your time to the people around you? We're going to continue this series between now and Christmas about how to make the holidays awesome as a single mom, because I have so many other ideas for you. I have spent 9 holiday seasons as a single mom, and there have been some doozies in there, and I have learned a lot. So let's continue this series. Ask me any questions or share challenges that you have that you're already feeling coming upon you for this holiday season in the comments below, so we can get moving on this season for the rest of the holidays and do more than just survive the holidays in 2020 so you can soar. I'll see you soon. New videos every Tuesday and Thursday morning. Subscribe to my channel and like this video if you got any value out of this, and I look forward to seeing you back again soon.